Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. I hope that all is well with you. It is time for Saturday brunch with Pastor JP. I need y'all to hurry up and get in the room today. Today is going to be really special. It's a great weekend at Hope Fellowship. We are celebrating and honoring all of the 2020 graduates, those who have survived and thrived through their high school years, through their undergraduate years, through their graduate years, and have made this accomplishment come to life because of God's grace and their hard work. And so we're going to be celebrating graduation weekend all weekend long on this Memorial Day weekend. So y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. I'm not going to hold you long today. That's a promise. That's a promise. Y'all come on in. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if all is well on this good Saturday morning. I know that they're opening up the country and all that type of stuff, but here's where I stand. As long as these cases continue to rise, we need to be at home as much as possible, to be vigilant and discerning into where we go. There's dangers out here in these streets. Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. We have a special guest this morning who is a 2020 graduate. 2020 high school graduates is going to share with us. I'm going to introduce him formally in just a little bit. But I need y'all to get on in here and let me know how it's. Minister Tangela Mills, good morning. She's coming in from YouTube. Who else we got out here? I know it's a lazy Saturday, so come on, get up. Y'all can't be late to brunch. We got Deacon Shropshire here this morning. Ernestine Maddox, good morning to you. Bless y'all. Bless you. I'm trying to get this so I can share it via my iPad here. Chantel, good morning. Good morning. Y'all come on in. Come on in where the table is spread. I got some stuff to say. Come on in. I'm about to share this on my page. Share this. Let's see, Saturday brunch. Pastor JP. Who else we got out there? Good morning, Minister Gloria, Nicole Hamilton, hey, Minister Hill, Dallas. Wow, Pastor Karen, good morning. Yes, y'all get on in here. I'm sharing it. I'm sharing my post right now. So y'all come on in. I got some things I need to share. And we're going to have some fun. Felicia Nelson, good morning. Janet Jackson, good morning. So listen, I need everybody. Y'all know how we do. Those who are in covenant with the ministry of Hope Fellowship, y'all believe in what God is doing through us and everything that I'm trying to move us towards in terms of building this global community. I need y'all to share this. I need you to share it, but especially share it with some persons who you know attend or affiliated with the physical location, the physical campuses in Daytona and in Flagler County. For those of you saying, is he drinking out of a water jug? This is my water jug. And I try to get a gallon in every day, but I can't do it. I haven't been able to do it yet. Y'all come on in. Lawrence, hey. Elaine Meeks, hey. Good morning. Helen Asman. Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. Couple things in terms of announcements. We got a good crowd of y'all in here. Let me go ahead and get started. We're not going to hold you long. So by way of announcements, tomorrow is graduation Sunday. 2020 graduates. And listen, we made a solicitation and an appeal for all of the 2020 graduates, not just persons who go to Hope Fellowship, but anybody experiencing us in this digital space, in this cyber community, to send in either a TikTok or a picture of themselves graduating. We've had several pictures to come in, several persons to celebrate for their amazing accomplishments in graduating. So tomorrow, please make sure 10:30 a.m. that you're right there in front of your iPad, right there in front of your computer, whatever device you use, Apple TV, YouTube, Facebook, the website, so that you can partake in Graduation Sunday. Tomorrow I'm going to be preaching in my cap and gown, and we're also going to be finishing up our sermon series on home improvement. And the last sermon in the series is about decoration, decor, making sure that you got the right furniture for what's next. So don't miss tomorrow. Tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. for our Hope celebration of graduates. Also tomorrow, ministering with us is going to be Minister Sean Bigby. He's going to be ministering tomorrow in music, following the word of God. It is going to be a powerful, powerful day. So tomorrow, make sure you're there, and it's going to be great. This coming Tuesday, just trying to make sure we get all our announcements out to everybody, right? This coming Tuesday, we're bringing to an end Mental Health Month. I need somebody to write in your comment box, write it down right now. I will be mentally well. I will be mentally well. I need you to write that. And I need to see some hearts and some thumbs up for everybody who believes it's important to take care of your mental health. Say it, I will be mentally well. So this coming Tuesday at 6:30, not 7, but 6:30 p.m. this coming Tuesday, we are going to have a discussion about mental health in the Black church. Mental health in the African American church. This past week, we had an amazingly challenging, controversial, quite emotionally intense conversation on racism in America. And we had persons from all over who were tapped in, watching, asking questions, engaging in this discussion. And the same is going to be for this Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. 6:30 p.m. until 8 p.m. on Tuesday. And we're going to have the Reverend Orlando Bago from Centerpoint Baptist Church in Washington, D.C., Dr. Faye Weems Singleton, professor of pastoral care and counseling at the Interdenominational Theological Center in Atlanta, Georgia. She's one of my doctoral mentors. We're going to have LaVonda West, one of our members and our marketing director, as well as Andrew Hudson, coming on to talk about mental health in the Black church. It has been a taboo topic for years, but the tagline for Tuesday is life beyond the altar, right? Life, we know the power of God, the power of deliverance, the power of the laying on of hands, and all of the spiritual tools that God has given us. But we understand that in order to worship God, it's got to be done holistically. And so we were created at minimum tripartite beings, body, mind, and spirit, or spirit and soul. And so here's what I want us to do. I want us to tag people that we know may have questions about this, because it's so important that we take care of our mental health. We will be mentally well. I need you to say that one more time. I will be mentally well. But we can't get there if we don't talk about it, right? Everything that we need is in God. And God has provided every resource that we need in order to accomplish his will and for his will to be accomplished in us. So with that said, there are some things that may not be fixed at the altar alone, right? There's some things that you can come and cry and have prayer and intercession, and that won't fix it at the altar. But God has placed the resources in the earth that can help us attend to our psychological health. That is so important. So Tuesday night, we've also set it up. Hey, Monique Blake. We also set it up so that those persons who have questions for the persons who are on the panel, many of whom are going to be sharing their personal journey in mental health. And all of these persons are persons who have been in or are currently in local church ministry, right? Involved, invested in the local church, but they've been on a mental health journey, and some of which includes medication. And so we need to talk about that. I need us to make sure that on Tuesday we are in place. It is important for us to be mentally well. That's this coming Tuesday. I'm so excited, y'all. I need y'all, everybody who needs to see a couple more Hope people on here, I need you to tag them real quick, because I've really got two more really special announcements to make. This coming Saturday, well, next Saturday, right? Next Saturday from 11 a.m. until 12 noon. Next Saturday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon, we are at our Daytona campus. We are going to do a Pentecost parking lot drive-by prayer experience. Pentecost Sunday is next Sunday on the 31st of May. On the 31st of May, we will celebrate Pentecost Sunday, the birth of the institutionalized church, the birth of the universal church, the coming of the Holy Spirit in the upper room, and then spilling out into the streets of Jerusalem to empower us to do the work of ministry. It is so essential that we understand that as the Holy Spirit came, persons were praying. They were praying and seeking God in the upper room. And so since we haven't been able to come into the sanctuary over the last several weeks, then what we are going to do on Saturday the 30th from 11 to 12 is we are going to pray for an outpouring of the Holy Spirit upon you, your family, your children, and all things connected to you. So we're simply asking that you do something very simple. Drive through the south side of the parking lot. We're going to give you anointing oil for Pentecost. We're going to give you communion supplies for First Sunday for us to partake of the Lord's Supper. And I'm going to give you a little card just to let you know that I miss you. I wish I could do this for my digital community, but I've been with my entire digital community for the last several weeks. But I need to see some of the physical locations, thanks. So y'all can drive through, say hello. Literally, it should take you about 5 minutes because we're going to give you your materials and then pray for you and make sure that we speak the blessings of God. Take some selfies because we haven't seen each other's faces, some of us, in 2 months. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But God is in control. So one more thing before. Oh, also I said 2 more things. So also Saturday, May 30th, from 5 p.m. until 6:15 p.m., we will be having a special Zoom birthday party for our founder and our bishop, Bishop Derek T. Triplett. He turns 53 on Pentecost Sunday, May 31st. And so Zoom has the capacity for about 100 persons to get on. And so that information will be out, but the Zoom number is 932-705-3892. The information about sewing, the information about what to bring to the digital virtual party has been sent out via email. It will also be posted. Let's make sure we sow some support and some love to our founding pastor, Bishop Derek Triplett, right? So I'm excited about those 2 events. And then on Sunday, we're going to have an amazing celebration in the Lord. Couple things I need to share. My last thing before I bring on our special guest. And I need everybody who can right now to share this because it's critical. It is critical. This is critical. So number 45 made this public announcement. This is really, really key. I need y'all to share this because this is important. I don't want anybody to miss this. Made this announcement that churches are essential. And because churches are essential, he's basically demanding that they reopen, right? Because churches are essential. Okay, here's what I need us to understand about God's church. Number 1, God's church is essential and significant because God said, upon this rock I'll build my church and the gates of hell will not prevail against us. But we don't look to the government to legislate the things of God. And so with that said, we're not essential because some raving and ranting president says that we are. We were essential before that announcement was ever made. The church is, was, and always will be essential. The Bible says that it is the manifold witness of God in the earth. The church, no doubt, is essential. The work that we do in caring for souls, in making sure that people are fed and clothed and all of those types of things, of preaching the gospel of the kingdom. The church has been essential and always will be because Jesus is essential. But what's not essential in this season is for us to come together in corporate, in my opinion. Now, there are churches who have been having church. And so I do not get in these crazy arguments between people about what they should and should not do at their church. But let me tell y'all about the church that the Lord has given me to pastor. At the church that the Lord has given me to pastor, we are not going to gather corporately until we know it's safe to do so. So we are monitoring the daily consensus and information about coronavirus in the state of Florida and in Volusia County. And if you've checked out CNN, cases in the state of Florida are up above 10%. And so with that said, if the same reason that we left for has not changed now, then it's important that we make judicious and sagacious and wise decisions. Y'all hear me? Do you hear me? Saints of God, y'all hear me? Praise the Lord. All right, well, I'm so excited to share this weekend. We've been having amazing guests. Last week we had Elder Marissa Farrell, and this week we have one of our very own young people. His name is Quentin Williams. Quentin Williams is a 2020 graduate of the Mainland High School in Daytona Beach, Florida, and he is on his way to college. Unfortunately, he is on his way to Tallahassee through the Florida Agricultural, what they call, what's the name of it? The Florida
Agricultural and Mechanical.
He is one of them people up on the little 7 hills. Y'all know this Bethune-Cookman Wildcat Family Rattler thing has been going on for years. But man, we are so proud of you. He was raised, y'all, in Hope Fellowship Church. And like people say, he was born and raised in Hope Fellowship Church, and now he is getting ready to graduate. Well, he has graduated high school, getting ready to go to college. Man, how does it feel to be done with high school?
It's honestly like a relief. It's been a lot of work up until this point, but it's been nice. High school was nice, middle school was nice, elementary was nice, but I'm looking forward to the next chapter and see what university has to offer. So I'm excited.
That's awesome, man. We're excited for you. So tell me a little bit about your high school journey. I know that there's several different types of programs in various schools. Some focus on the arts, some focus on the sciences and the like. So tell everybody out there on social media, your church family and digital family everywhere, tell us kind of what you've been focusing on over the last couple of years.
Okay, so going into high school, I thought about becoming a neurosurgeon. So I went into the ASIM track, which is Academy of Science Inquiry and Medicine. So I was in that track, but then around sophomore year to junior year, I sort of backed off from that because I was like, head, brain, I don't know about all that, like the blood and like gore of it. So I've always been good at math, and I've always been in like the higher classes for math. So I was like, let me just see if there's any other math jobs, math careers that I would be interested in. So my dad came home from like a conference in Orlando. I think it was in Orlando. And he was just like, they were just talking about jobs of the future at the conference. So they were talking about actuaries as being one of the best jobs that will still be here in the future. And like it's still growing today. So I was like, okay, so I did some more digging, and it's really statistics based. And I just got done actually taking the AP statistics test yesterday. But so the job, I was like, yeah, statistics. So I did some more researching. FAMU actually offers a great actuarial program. So I was like, that would be something I'm interested in. Like the more exams you pass, there's like 10, 12 exams that you have to pass in order to be like the top level actuary. And so with each exam you pass, like your salary increases. So I was like, something I can be competitive in, because I love to be competitive. So I'll always want to work and get better. So I was like, I think I'd be pretty interested in that. So that's what I decided to change my career and become an actuary. So.
Man, and for the people who don't know what an actuary is, could you help those of us who say an actuary? What's that?
So basically, I will be working for like insurance companies and or any company really who takes in money and wants to see profit. So I would use statistics and like analyze how much money they just got in from for small companies like now. It's like a lot of uncertainty, so they don't know whether they should invest or like should save. And I would use like statistics and like I would analyze the risk of if they invest or something, and to see like, okay, how much money they would probably be able to take in with their investment or not. So just analyze the risk and stuff.
That's tremendous. That's interesting, man. And we are absolutely proud of you. So, man, with you graduating in a situation that nobody, like no class in American history, modern history, has ever been through this. So what's it been like, you know, not necessarily having the traditional type of graduation and all of this stuff kind of popping. I'm not sure if you had your prom canceled, but like all this stuff that just kind of popped up, you know, with this COVID thing. But of course, you're still trying to celebrate.
Right.
Does it make you nervous with this COVID thing and going to school and what that's going to talk to me about kind of your feelings around that?
All right. So my mom, she's a pharmacist, of course. So she's always watching the news and she always watching the cases. Oh my God, Quentin, look at the cases. They rising. So it gets her worked up. And and there's reason to be concerned because this is a serious thing. But she has her doubts and it's strong. It is very evident. But I just tell her it's fine. I'll be safe. I always try to distance myself and make sure everything is okay and I'm clean and I wash my hands, sanitize, all that. But she still gets worked up. And that's probably the biggest thing dealing with the coronavirus. But so actually we got the news during spring break that we would have a month off because due to the coronavirus. And actually that week we were going to go to Orlando for prom to go shopping. So that's when we got the news that, there might be we might postpone prom. And then they eventually canceled it. So I never really had the opportunity to go shopping, which is almost a good thing because I would hate to spend a lot of money.
And it good.
Anywhere.
And it good. Right.
Yeah, so that's what happened. And then grad night got canceled like maybe a couple weeks ago. And we actually just got the refund from that. But yeah, so grad night got canceled, prom, and then the baseball season. We had just got 3 games in before the spring break, which they decided to cancel school. And that one was tough because in the senior year, didn't get senior night, but everything happens for a reason. I believe it. I feel like I'm in good hands and there will be a way. So,
of course, you're in good hands, man, because you're in God's hands.
Right.
And it's amazing. Being at Hope Fellowship the first time when I came, all y'all was just little kids, and now y'all almost grown. As one of my uncles say, you ain't never grown than me, but almost grown. And it's crazy. I look at you. I look at Delano, who's graduating this year, and our hearts are filled with so much joy. We're proud of your parents. Willie and Tan, you are the child of a school administrator, an educator, and a pharmacist. I can only imagine the academic pressure that's been on you in your house. Talk a little bit about what has been like to be the child of a principal and a pharmacist.
All right, so it actually took some time for me to understand the importance. And like they will always stress, Quentin, get on your grades, always work. Because I always knew the work, just the motivation wasn't always there. That didn't come until later. So like elementary, I like to play around, talk a lot. That was just me. And then, but I would always get my work done sometimes. But it didn't take until like maybe ninth grade freshman year is when it hit me. It was like, I brought home like 2 C's and that was a no-no. So I was like, that's when I had to flip the switch. Okay, Quentin, from now on, because my GPA took hit. I was like, whoa. You just can't like fool around in high school anymore. You just can't like get by because I was in like academically like rigorous classes. So I couldn't just go with the flow. I had to really engage myself in the learning. So mid-ninth grade year, that's when I started to turn around. 10th grade, that's when I really started to pick it up. And I just told myself I wanted to graduate summa cum laude. And from that point on, I got my work in. I came in during lunch to get extra work. After school, when I didn't have practice, I'll be in the classroom. When I got home, even though I was tired, and I cook a lot, I would still try to get in an hour or two of just studying. And then it really picked up my senior year because I had the opportunity to like relax and chill off because I had most of my credits.
Mhm.
So I could have just took an easy year, but I didn't want to do that going into college because I felt like that would have put me at a disadvantage. So I decided to up my rigor, and I took 2 more AP classes instead of just. So my senior year I took the most AP classes instead of taking the least. So, and that's when I really started, and my grades started to come up, and then I jumped like 40 places in my class rank because I decided to like turn on a switch like and start focusing more. But my parents were always there pushing me like, okay, you gotta get you have to understand how important your grades are because for scholarships to get into college, you need the GPA. So and that's what they tried to instill in me, and I started to understand that midway through my high school career. And luckily I was able to turn it around.
Listen at that, everybody. He said, listen, I flipped the switch and I decided to focus. And when he buckled in and focused, he got it all done. He accomplished every last goal. And not only that, but he upped his game when he could have just sat back and chilled and relaxed. I think that that's something that all of us should hear and that we should incorporate in our, listen, rather than chill, accelerate, elevate, give it more effort, give it more energy, give it more intensity. So, man, and we're gonna cook some fish and grits in just a second. But one more question before you teach us how to make this. My oil's over here. I'm trying to make sure it don't burn.
Right.
If there was one lesson that you feel like you've learned over your entire school career as you prepare to go to college, that you feel like some graduates, old or young, need to hear, what would that lesson be?
I would say find what motivates you.
Wow.
Because if you don't have the motivation, it's really hard to get anything done. So I would say if you find something, whether it's a class rank or it's a certain grade that you want to achieve, I would just say find the motivation, and you can do pretty much whatever you want after
Man,
that.
that's good. I hope that y'all received that. That was good. That thing hit me. Man, find what motivates you. Find what motivates you and lean into that. Man, we're absolutely proud of you. So one of the things I've been watching you do as you go through school, maybe it's helping you deal with the stress, is I've been like, man, every time I look at Tan's Facebook page or your dad's Facebook, I was like, that Quentin is always cooking something.
Yeah.
Since he's always cooking something, let me get him on the show. But talk to me a little bit about your love for cooking, how that even evolved. Where did that come from?
Okay, I think it came from my mom, but I think my grandma instilled that because, of course, Southern roots. She cook everything. I would always go there, and then every time I go in the house, she cooking, whether fried chicken, yams, collard greens. She had me washing the collard greens, all of that. So I think that's when I really started to develop like the passion for cooking, and then I started cooking around 10. And then my mom would be cooking, so I would like be in the kitchen with her, just observing. And then whenever I go to my grandma's house, whenever she would cook, I would be in the kitchen with her, observing and just gathering just information. And then I started to take some what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, like take some and use it. I don't know what word.
Knowledge.
Yes, knowledge. That's the one. Take some knowledge from her techniques, how she would cook, prepare the fish, because the preparation is like the biggest part. So, and then I'll go like on YouTube sometimes, and like I would see which way is the best recipe, and then I'll take and then mix it into make it in my own. So I really and then I don't know what it is, but I just have a passion for cooking. And then I always talk to my mom about, what if I become a chef? And then she talking about them hours, and I don't know about that. Them hours, crazy, long nights. But yeah, it's been a real passion for me.
Yeah, I was actually about to say, so how do you weigh whether or not you wanted to go to culinary school versus go and become an actuary? Because people who love food, like me, I love food. I love cooking food, and it could become a lifestyle. Like one of the things about quarantine is I've been just trying new stuff all the time just because it's something else to do. And so I want you to get us started with this fish and grits. And those of y'all who are coming in, go ahead and share this. Quentin came on, and he's a great representation of the class of 2020. They were doing amazing, amazing things. So let's get the show on the road, Quentin.
Okay.
You gotta turn on my. He needs to have.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna be First off, we're gonna be deep frying the fish, and I like to set my fryer to 325. That's just where I like to cook it.
Okay.
For the cornmeal, I use Zatarain's crispy southern fish fry, and then for the seasoning for the fish, I use paprika, and adobo all-purpose seasoning with the pepper.
Hold on for a second. You moving too fast.
Oh, my bad.
Paprika.
Yes, just for a little color.
Just for a little color, because everybody needs to know that paprika don't have no real flavor. So I tried to find lemon pepper. I didn't find no lemon pepper. So
You had a lemon pepper? See, I don't add seasoning to the cornmeal because the cornmeal is already seasoned.
oh, so that was supposed to be on the fish?
Yeah, that was supposed to be on the fish.
See now, Quentin, you got to help me. You got to help me, man.
My bad. That was on me.
You had me out here on the social media looking crazy because I done put the paprika in the cornmeal.
Yeah, this is and then the adobo. Yes, we're gonna go both sides, of course. But adobo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm one step behind as always, typically. So we got paprika and adobo.
A little bit. You have kosher salt?
I have Himalayan pink salt.
That'll do. And we don't want to use a lot of salt because it can be overpowering. Because the cornmeal is already seasoned. Just a little bit of salt.
Oh, babe.
Just a little bit of salt.
Now, we're going to make a disclaimer to everybody out there. At Hope Fellowship, we believe in healthy eating. And we get to fry anything on this show up to now. Today it's Memorial Day weekend. It's graduation weekend. And we are going to enjoy ourselves. So for all of you out there, they're supposed to be the big listener, and they up here frying fish. Yes, we're frying fish today. We're not baking fish. It's Memorial Day weekend. Every now and then you got to learn how to enjoy yourself. You hear?
Exactly. And then I want to finish off with a little bit of lemon pepper.
I don't think I had that on today.
You can use regular pepper. It doesn't matter. And then just rub that in a little bit, pat around. And then we're gonna season both sides of the fish. But I think you used the bowl, so you already got it incorporated.
Yes. All right. Who out there is cooking with us today? Every weekend we typically have some people who are actually cooking with us. So if you're cooking with us this morning, I want you to make sure you let us know who you are, and make sure you take pictures and send them into our Facebook page at Hope Fellowship, the Victory Center, or you can email it to hopefellowship@hopefellowship.org. Again, that's hopefellowship@hopefellowship.org, so that we can show the world that you've been following us with Saturday Brunch. So if you're cooking with us, make sure you tell us that. I did see someone come on. I think her name is Teresa, who said she's a first-time visitor. She was like, hey, I'm a first-timer, and this is awesome. Thank you for joining us. Please tell everybody you know about what God is doing here at Hope Fellowship, the Victory Center, and there should be a first-time visitor link. Click that, and we got a special message that we can send you. All right, Quentin, so I'm done with my PSA.
All right. Now, while the fish is just sitting, we're going to start on the grits.
Okay.
So, grits, you want to bring about 3 cups of water to a boil.
3 cups of water.
About. I don't really measure, but yeah, about 3 cups. And then
So about 3 cups of water. So Saints, I'm looking at that 3, and what I'm gonna do Since he said about, I'm gonna stop right about. Oh, yeah. I have my about 3 cups of water. Do I bring that to a boil?
Yes, we want to bring that to a boil. You want to add some salt. I use fine salt for this because it just dissolves better. And I don't really use measurements again, but about that. I don't know. Right. This is for the flavor because grits can be bland.
So wait a minute. So what was that you just put in there? You moving too fast. You know,
I just put in some salt, fine salt, if you have it. Like coarse salt is fine.
Coarse salt, Himalayan pink salt.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
All right.
But enough for flavor. And then I want to add about. Well, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. I want to add about a little bit less than half of butter, half a stick of butter.
A little bit less than half stick of butter. And while we doing this, I'm gonna say this. Now, Quentin is a black man, and he's a black man that can cook. Who said black men can't cook? And who said every black woman can cook? Y'all don't like to hear the preaching of the gospel. All right, so I'm gonna put this in here because some of y'all know y'all can't cook. All right, I have a stick of butter in my water, in my salted water.
Yes, and I want to add some black pepper too, also.
And some black pepper. Add some black pepper.
I like a little bit of pepper in my grits, so that, and then
Pepper.
don't really need to.
Fish and grits, y'all. Y'all see, we've given you several options over the last several weeks of things you can make. And keep the ingredients posted. This is a weekly endeavor that we have gone through to make sure we stay connected, that we have a little kickback on Saturday. Everybody likes a good Saturday brunch, a good Sunday brunch. And so I've seen several people out here today. Mark Jeffries is on. Crystal is on. So many.
And do you have a lid? Because I like to cover mine just to speed up the process. That's it.
You know, I do have a lid for that pot, but I'm going old school because I don't feel like digging around for it. Old school, whereby you can grab a plate and put it on top of it.
Yeah.
This is Memorial Day ghetto version. It's Memorial Day ghetto version for me on this side at least of our cooking with Pastor JP because, and then you get your oven mitt. Take that on. All right, so I got my water boiling. I've got my oil moving over here.
And then we can also, while the water's boiling, we can like start to coat our fish.
All right, let's start to cook the fish, everybody. So we have our
cornmeal, Zatarans.
Our cornmeal. If you don't have Zatarans, you can
regular.
Get the other. There's plenty of brands at your grocery store. And if you're at home and you don't even feel like going to the grocery store, you can get cornmeal and flour and mix that together with some Cajun seasoning, and you can make it happen without even having to get the mix. But for those of you all who don't know how to mix, those of you who are not fish fry mixologists, go just buy the bag.
It's easier. That's it.
It's easier.
So we want a light coat because I don't really like crumbly coat of fish. So just a little bit of light coat, and we don't want to like double dip it because it looks like a very light coat of fish. So we just want to get that incorporated. I mean, if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
So want to coat that and then pat it off.
Oh, I didn't do the patting.
Yeah, I gotta pat it off. We want a real light coat.
right, a light coat. And then what?
And then we can let it just sit out for a little bit until it starts to moisten up. Like, cause it's salt in the cornmeal, so that salt is gonna start to draw the moisture out of the fish, and that's when you're ready to fry.
Cool.
Just for a little bit. So my water is boiling for the grits, and this is where it can get a little complicated. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So I want to take our grits, and we want to pour until we see the grits start to build up.
So you say you do, hold on, so I gotta take my lid,
and then it's important that are you ready?
and now, so how much of this do I put in here?
Until you see the grits start to build up. Yes, like a mountain. And you want to immediately stir, because if you don't, the grits are going to stop popping. And it's going to hurt. And you want to make sure your grits are turned all the way down to like a simmer. And you want to stir for about 30 seconds to a minute, maybe.
Now, everybody, please notice that Quentin did not give me an exact measurement of grits. He just said,
see, you just pour directly until you start to see it build up. A little mountain of grits.
Outside the water.
And as soon as you start to see it build up, that's when you just stop, and then you turn your heat down, and you just begin to mix. And I'm mixing because I don't want my grits to lump together.
no lumpy grits.
No, I don't want no lumpy grits. All right. So then, after about a minute of stirring, you want to cover this and just let those grits soften up on low.
All right, we got it on low over here. We got it on low.
All right, so now we can start working back to the fish.
Okay. Coming on back to the fish here.
And I like to cook at 325 my fish, and for about 5 minutes. I don't want to overcook my fish because I don't want to dry fish.
So that's right. So we don't want dry fish.
We don't.
Someone asked online what fish we're using. Quentin is using swai today. I'm using whiting and perch. I'm not really a swai person, but whatever fish you use, do not cook it.
Yes.
And make sure your grease is hot enough. So how do we know if the grease is hot enough or not?
So we just sprinkle a little cornmeal, and if it starts to bubble up, that's when you know it's ready. So, and you hear like a little sizzle, like this, and it starts to bubble up like that. That's how you know your grease is ready.
That's it.
It's ready.
Woo! Yes.
That's all right. So we want to lay away. So we want to lay away.
All right.
Fry for about 5 minutes. About 5 minutes.
Away and lay away. Put this down some.
Yeah.
Now, Quentin is using a deep fryer.
Yes.
I am using a cast iron Dutch iron. But either way, you gotta make sure if you're not really good at doing it on top of the stove like this, get you a deep fryer and just set the temperature so you don't burn your house down.
Yeah.
Burn somebody in your house, burn yourself.
I like the deep fry because I can control the heat whenever. Cause I use a cast iron sometimes, but I feel like I'm in more of a control with the deep fryer, and it's simpler. So yeah. So now we want to go back to the grits.
Okay, back to the grits.
Do you have a whisk with you, Pastor?
Say again.
Do you have a whisk?
Yes.
Yes, I will get a whisk right now.
You said say again.
I will get a whisk. for the grits. I want to get a whisk.
Yes.
Right? And then I want to turn off the heat.
Turn off the heat. Now, if my grits done got a little dry because I added too many of them in there.
You can. It's fine. That's fine. We can always add more water.
Okay.
You can
Tina
always-
says, how do you get crunchy fish by baking it? We'll do that in a recipe in the week to come. Crunchy baked fish in Jesus' name. But yeah, today, Tina, I said, since it's Memorial Day weekend, we can cheat a little bit. So we are frying today, but don't get used to it, saints. We want to keep our arteries nice and clear of saturated fat and all types of stuff that our arteries don't need. So we go to the grits. What's going on over here with these grits?
So the grits, we want to add the rest of our butter. We are using a stick of butter, but we don't eat this all the time. So it's okay. It's not that bad. It's okay to have a little bit. So, right. And this is for multiple people. This feeds about 5, 6 plates. So we want to add the rest of our butter.
Add the rest of the butter, okay.
And then we want to add about, do you have a sharp cheddar? I'm not sharp cheddar, but mild cheddar with you?
I have cheddar right here. Y'all see this?
We want to add about a healthy handful of cheese.
A healthy handful.
A healthy handful.
That's a new measurement for today as well. Healthy handful.
A healthy handful.
Okay, I did a healthy 2 handful, 2.5.
And that's fine. That's fine. I want that a little bit more. And then want to get our whisk and start to whisk the grits together. And now your grits are starting to get a little creamy.
Yes, they are getting a little creamy.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what you want.
Not only are they getting creamy, but they're changing colors. Now my fish is over here looking like it's got a nice coat on it. It looks like it may need to come out. Is it time for it to come out?
You can check it. And I don't know exactly what degree you are, but yes.
Because I'm with the gas stove, so I'm going to go ahead so I don't burn my fish.
Exactly. Yeah, some people like it a little bit crispy. Yes, like my mom. And this fish is actually quite done. So it's a little bit less than 5 minutes. And we just want to let that sit out for a little bit because the grease is still on there. But yes, that fish is done. We want to go back to the grits.
All right, hold on. This is looking all right over here. It's looking all right. Now, the good thing about fish and grits, y'all, is that it's a very nice breakfast or brunch that you can make very quickly. Y'all see this over here? Y'all see this golden brown fish? All right.
So now we want to add, again, this is not another measurement, but we want to add, brand new.
You want to add, so this is the heavy cream now?
Heavy cream.
All right.
Just a little bit, not too much. So about.
And somebody said, well, what about the coconut milk? Yes, this would be the place where you would add that too.
Exactly. You can add this and coconut milk if you want to.
So we had healthy handful. How much of the cream are we going to put in here?
About 2 tablespoons. No.
And not to be ethnic, but are those 2 colored people tablespoons or 2 of the other people tablespoons?
Yes. There we go. And this is about the consistency that you want. And now you want to remove the grits from the heat.
All right. So I'm gonna put 2 more pieces of fish in here.
Mm-hmm.
So to spam you, even though those very letters coming off of my mouth make me feel like I need a root canal. But the spam you have any type of program, hospitality program where you could take some classes in cooking if you wanted to?
I don't think so. I don't know. They probably do, but
Bethune Cookman does.
I mean, hey, I'll definitely like cook at FAM if I decide to like live off campus eventually, but I don't know if they offer. I'm sure they do. Come on now.
So of course you're going to be living on campus.
Yes, for the first year.
For the first year. Why just for the first year?
Well, I don't know. We just decided to go for the first year just to get the experience.
Did somebody say FAMU?
That's
Oh.
anything.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, like definitely. We just decided to go for the first year, and if I like
We
it,
don't know what baseball do.
exactly. So I was gonna go there, and then I have an opportunity to walk on for the baseball team because my coach was the head coach at FAM was supposed to come during the baseball season, my high school season, but it got postponed. So I've been in contact with him and just talking, and then I'm going to actually go meet him the first day.
Man,
that I get the FAM.
Wow.
Yeah. So
the Lord works in mysterious places and mysterious ways.
Yes.
So he'll bless you over there on the hills, I guess. All right, so we got our grits over here. Got our fish here. I don't know why I can't cook small portions. I got like 7 pieces of fish. I'm gonna eat them all. Pastor Joseph Hope. Tina Carlisle says he really wants to go to BCU, but his mama won't let him. That's right, Tina Carlisle.
They don't have my program, so I didn't. That wasn't really an option. So
But Bill Cookman doesn't have your program?
I didn't look into it. I don't think
Oh,
so.
you didn't even look into it. Okay. Listen, I understand. You know, we love our parents, but sometimes we do need to get out the city.
Yes, and I agree.
So, but this has been great, ladies and gentlemen. So if my grits are a little too thick, should I add more cream?
You can add a little bit of water to like soothe it out a little bit, but if you want more creamy, like a more creamier grit, you'll add more heavy cream.
Well, I'm going to experiment. I'm going to say this much cream and this much water. Let's see, a little more.
Yeah, my grits are done.
My grits got a little thicker than I need. All right. There we go. I think we hit the spot at that time. There we go.
All right. And I'm getting ready to plate. I'm about ready.
You're about ready to plate, so let me get some couple pieces out of here. And then I'll just make my other 2 pieces later. So ladies and gentlemen, fish fry can be used afterwards. So if you don't save the bag that it came in, you can get your little plastic bag, save it, so that you can use it again. So how about Quentin Williams, everybody? I need y'all to send him some love. Send Quentin some love. We're about to get this plated. We're going to say grace, and then we're going to bid y'all farewell for the rest of the day to have an amazing day, and then we'll be together in worship. Quentin is one of our graduation speakers tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. I'm also going to be preaching in my cap and gown tomorrow. Of course, when I got to preaching, my cap fell off. We're going to plate this up. Are you a hot sauce guy or a tartar sauce guy?
Oh, I'm a hot sauce guy.
What about y'all out there? Y'all hot sauce people or y'all tartar sauce people or both?
Oh, I like both, actually.
Yeah. Now, up north, a lot of times they do mustard.
Yes, I'm a mustard guy too. I like mustard and hot sauce mix. It depends on where I'm at. Like if for fish and grits, I don't really use mustard ketchup. I mean not mustard hot sauce or tartar sauce. I just like the flavor of the fish. But if I'm at like a fish fry with fries, and then I'll use hot sauce and mustard or tartar sauce if they have it.
Good stuff. So I'm getting plated. While we're getting plated, let's remind everybody, a couple things I need to remind everybody of. Whether you're in Daytona, Volusia, Flagler, I need everybody to fill out your census. If you have not, wherever you live in the United States of America, if you have not filled out your census, you are gambling dangerously with your resources and potential opportunities. So make sure you fill out your census. For those of you who need some help with that, you can call the church during the week. We'll get you some assistance. But also, it's online. You can go to www.my2020census.gov. Again, that's www.my2020census.gov. And then we're going to start getting ready to strategize as to how to have voting drives, even while we're on quarantine, because come November, we got some work we got to do. And so a lot of that work happens now to make sure that in November we're in a better situation than we are in. Those of you all want me to unpack that, I can do that at a later time. But let's not forget, tomorrow worship at 10:30. Tuesday, we'll have noonday Bible study, and in the evening, we'll be having our conversation about Black mental health or mental health in the Black church, Life Beyond the Altar. And we'll continue to have our prayer calls and all the things that we do to stay connected with each other. Next Saturday, our founder's Zoom birthday party at 5. Next Saturday as well, from 11 a.m. to 12 noon, is going to be our Pentecost drive-by prayer experience. Just drive on the parking lot and we'll direct you and you'll get everything that you need, because we are praying for a continued outpour of the Holy Spirit. So amazing things are going on. Great things are going on as we continue to reach, to connect, to grow, and to serve. So before I bring Quentin back on, I want you all to follow us on social media. If you don't already, go to Facebook. Click that like button for Hope Fellowship - the Victory Center. We're trying to get to 200 subscribers for our YouTube page. Let me not burn my fish, have mercy. We're trying to get 200 subscribers for our YouTube. So please, 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 ma'am and sir, go to YouTube and subscribe, as well as follow me on social media, on Facebook. Follow both of my Facebook pages, as well as my Instagram at I am JP McGee. Again, that's I am JP McGee.
I don't know.
People are asking for your Cash App, Q. That people want to bless you, man. What's your
Actually, I don't have a Cash App, but my mom has a Cash App. So if you did want to send any money, which I would very much appreciate, it would be to Tan Girl. What is it? TAN.
TAN.
Girl.
75.
Tan Girl 75.
Tan Girl 75 will be how you send Q his money. All right. And his mama's trustworthy. She'll make sure he get it. I'll make sure she get it. We need to.
Well,
but you know, we're gonna make sure Quentin don't spend it all before you get to BAM in the summer.
In the fall.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So listen, it's been a great day. Keep abreast of. I think I was talking about my social media. So yes, follow me on social media, my brand new YouTube page as well, and we're going to continue from week to week to join with you and to gather to bring you exciting conversation about Christ and culture around delicious cuisine. All right, we played it. Show your people what you got over there, Quentin.
So we got the grits and the fish.
Beautiful. And he done set it up and everything at the table. All right, here's what I got for you. All right, y'all see this?
Yeah.
Brown fish and creamy, cheesy grits. Quentin, thank you so much, man. Let me see you. They're amazing. So for those of you who cook with us, please don't hesitate to send us your pictures. I am Pastor JP, lead pastor of Hope Fellowship, the Victory Center, Daytona Beach, Flagler, and now the global online community. This is Quentin Williams, 2020 graduate of Mainland High School, partner of Hope Fellowship Church, and this has been Saturday Brunchin with Pastor JP. So let me pray for you. Father, we thank you for the school we're about to receive for the nourishment of our bodies. Pray that you will bless it and sanctify it, that we may be used in your continual service. Lord, we thank you for Quentin and the goals that he has already achieved, that we speak over his life, that eyes have not seen, neither ears heard what you have in store and prepared for him. And not for him alone, Father, but for everyone that has graduated this year. We speak your divine favor, favor in job acquisition, favor in the next space of educational pursuit. In the name of the Lord, we honor you, we praise you, and we lift you up. For it is in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen.
Amen.
There's nothing you can do about it. Have an amazing day.
What about ours?
Is it over?